morning, and welcome into part 2 of our West Coast review.
We've gotten a couple hours of sleep now, by the way.
Yes, and it's light outside.
It's amazing that 2 hours of sleep, and I can feel this much better than I did before. It's pretty awesome. All right.
So we left off in Oakland. We finished the Oakland game. We finally had some time to sleep.
And breathe a little bit.
And breathe.
Didn't have to drive somewhere immediately.
Yes.
So we were waiting for hotel rates to go down in San Francisco, which is where the next game was. So we decided to find a Starbucks, get some much needed coffee and some much needed Wi-Fi. And also there happened to be a couple of restaurants right around there that we wanted to check out that were real local. They were on Man vs. Food, I believe, something like that. So we got to the Starbucks, and literally before you knew it, 6 hours had flown by.
5 or 6 hours.
And of course, both those restaurants had closed, and we like looked up, and oh my God, what the heck had just happened?
Yes.
So we go to In-N-Out. Oh darn, we're forced to go to In-N-Out when we're in California. And then we go to check into this hotel that we had gotten a cheap rate at, which to do in San Francisco is not exactly an easy thing.
Yeah.
And it had free parking, which was then also a really nice feature.
Yeah.
And it was going to be close enough to things that we could potentially do them.
In theory. Yes.
In theory. Until we showed up to the hotel. And then it was less of a hotel and more of a motel.
Right.
And the third sentence out of the guy's mouth was, if you guys have things in the car, you should bring them all inside.
Yes.
Because you shouldn't trust the car with your things in it.
Which is great, because all we have are things in the car.
Yeah, I mean, that's our mobile home at this point.
Yes.
So that was a very comforting moment right there.
Yeah.
So that night, while a little uncomfortable, was also the most comfortable thing in the world, because that was the first bed we'd had in. Oh, it was awesome.
Yes.
So after that, we did San Francisco, and at San Francisco, we got interviewed.
Yes.
By the Pittsburgh Root Sports affiliate.
Yes.
Robbie Innsmikowski was our interviewer.
Yes.
And there was a little bit of fun that happened there. Obviously, to be on TV was really cool. But Robbie implied that Brian, being a teacher,
Yeah, he was interviewing us, and during when he was talking back to the guys in the booth, he was saying Brian's a teacher, and Tim he has a real job, so he has to get some time off of work.
and has to work from the road, which
Right.
is what I'm doing as well.
Yes.
So that caused Twitter to blow up a little bit in his
people got
face,
mad.
which is hilarious because we obviously knew he was joking, and but regardless, it was pretty awesome to be able to have that opportunity to do something that when we left we never thought we'd ever
No,
do.
definitely not.
God no.
He called me to apologize.
Oh yeah, super formal
Called
about
to
it.
apologize for the joke that he made.
Yeah.
It was.
So after the San Francisco game, we get back in the car and we head to SoCal, and we head to my brother Ryan's place.
Yes.
On the way, the rental car, which had been fairly good up until that point,
Okay. Yeah.
the USB port breaks. The tire pressure gauges start malfunctioning, even though the car clearly, the tire is clearly inflated.
Tire was fine.
It keeps telling us that there are major issues with it. So we finally get so fed up with this stupid error that we pull over to the side of the road and finally fix it. At 2 in the morning, we figure, of course, this will be really easy.
Yes.
In Southern California, the sprinklers are on in the one gas station we can find that has a tire inflator. And of course, I just get soaking wet trying to inflate this stupid tire that's not underinflated in the first place. That was one of many reasons why we wanted to trade in that car.
Yes.
So
we did.
Which we did, and traded it in for
Chevy Malibu,
which was not a full-size car, which
No.
is what we had rented. So much smaller, did not work. Brian, you had to deal with all of the wonderful bureaucracy that seems like it is the rental car agencies.
Yeah, it was not a lot of fun. Full size and mid size are apparently classified as the same thing, and you can only hear so many people tell you that before you just go, okay, I'm just gonna leave now. Take my car and go.
But in between all of those problems we were having with the rental car agency, we did go to a couple other ball games. First of all, we had the Haven that was Ryan and Tara's house.
Yeah,
which was a bed and Wi-Fi and some place to relax. We appreciated it at the time, but as we're going forward, I think we're going to appreciate it even more.
Yes.
And the fact that it was like a stable place we got to stay in for more than one day, which
Totally.
we won't have again.
Yes.
So. But while we were there, we also got interviewed at the San Diego game for the Fox Sports San Diego affiliate.
That was cool.
That was very cool as well. Kind of toured around the stadium, went to places that they wouldn't have let us go otherwise. That was pretty great.
It was like I've never been interviewed like that before. Have you?
Of course.
Really?
All the time.
Okay, I know
you know that happens.
Okay. I thought it was interesting. Like, they did it as a tour of the stadium, so they walked us around and we had to talk about ourselves, which that's.
First of all, we were 4 games in.
Yeah,
that was the hardest part.
I know they kept asking us. Yeah,
they were asking us questions about, give us these crazy stories from the road, which we had several because of the trips we had earlier. But tell us about your favorite ballpark in this regard or whatever. Yeah. And they specifically, she asked us about the video board at Petco because it's like the best one in the NL.
Right.
We had nothing to compare it against at that point.
We've been to 3 other stadiums.
So that was a little bit weird, but it was still really cool. Again, something we never thought we'd have the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
When we were, in Chicago thinking.
We had a cameraman come and take B-roll footage of us during the game.
You were very excited about that.
That's very cool. He's like, "Do you guys want to go get tacos and have me film it?" It's like, "Yeah, sure."
That might be your favorite thing in the whole world. Is a man behind you filming you as you get tacos.
It's just like the most bizarre thing. It's a surreal moment.
So after that, we went to a Dodgers game where we got to meet yet another crazy thing. We got to meet Jonah Carey of Grantland and his couple of friends, Nick and Ben, who are both writers. One's a beat writer for the Rockies, the other one's a columnist for the Denver Post, a sports columnist.
Yeah, Jonah lives in Denver, so he has befriended those people.
Such cool guys.
Oh yeah.
Literally just gave us their seat information, told us to come hang out. It was completely surreal.
Yeah.
And another awesome opportunity that we've had.
Really cool.
And the stories that these guys have, if they write a book, we will be 2 of the first people to buy it. Stories. It was
also Jonah Carey is really tall.
Oh yeah, 6'4", 6'5",
something.
He towered over us. Not that that's hard.
Yeah, he intellectually towered over us as well. But
how many times did he dropped Kismet on us in like the first 5 minutes of talking?
Yes.
And I looked at him and I just went, Kismet? Like I know what it means, but we're gonna use that in a sentence. Like we're not writing here. This is, and he just looks at me and he goes, "I'm a wordsmith at heart. What can I say?" And it was so true. The whole rest of the time we were there, it was so
I restrained myself from saying the only time I've heard that word used is in Magic the Gathering.
I thought we were gonna try to not talk about Magic the Gathering.
Well, it's the only other time I've heard the word Kismet.
Okay, so now that cat's out of the bag. We can't keep that one hidden anymore.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Not that they thought we were super cool in the first place anyway, but all right. After that, I mean, that was a really cool experience. Yeah. And after that, we basically had to hit the road for Arizona. And we basically went to another rental car agency to trade in this Malibu. And they told us, nope, we can't do that. We are unable to do such things. And then suddenly, without provocation at all, just did it anyway.
Yeah, I was ready to turn the screws but they were really nice. So then they upgraded us for free to these new digs. Well, they're not new anymore, but the digs that we currently have.
Correct. And so we did that. It was the strangest, especially because of all the interactions we had in the past where whatever. So it just seems like it's a incredibly poorly run operation as far as like knowing what cars are where and being able to do those things.
Well, I'm not a businessman like you are, so I can't comment on how businesses are run. But.
You got that wrong. You don't have a real job like I do.
Yes.
But with the SUV now in tow, we were able to go and pick up our friend Sean, who flew in for the game from Chicago, who's crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you take 30 days off to do something like this?
Well,
I guess we, as crazy people, have crazy friends.
Sean's like only a little crazy to our extreme crazy. Yes.
But that basically rounds out our West Coast trip.
Yeah.
We have some great stories to talk about the drive from Arizona to Denver, which was the second tightest turnaround in the entire trip, and was easily. Well, we've only done a couple of these so far, but that was the drive so far.
It was quite an experience. It was the most tense and I can't. What's the word? Terrifying. Terrifying. It was a terrifying drive.
Which we will get to.
That's great. Oh yeah, we're about to hit 10 minutes. Awesome. So thanks for listening. If you made it to the end of part 2, thank you for being here. And you probably already know our website and our mobile stuff.
Wow. What a great end.
Thanks.